Hello there and welcome to Schofield Studios. And Quiet Place Part 2 has come out after delay. Like this video was delayed because of eye problems and that's why I'm wearing sunglasses. But anyways, I'm finally gonna review it. Tell me in the comments if you've seen the movie and if so, did you like it? Do you think it was better than the original or do you think it was kind of stepped down from the original? That's been an on and off argument I've heard. Oh, and also 3 days ago, I reviewed A Quiet Place Part 1, and I gave it a 8.3 out of 10. But after a little more thought, I actually thought I'd change it to 8.6 out of 10. It's one of those rare incidents where I just changed my mind after playing the number score. But anyways, sit back, relax, and let's begin. And I think this is, once again, a very good film. John Krasinski does it again. I think it actually improves on some stuff from the first movie. There's a few flaws that I'll be talking about later, but this does do a very good job. So let's start on with the good. And first of all, I think the directing and cinematography is really good. John Krasinski does it again with his great directing and great eye with visuals. The sound design is good too, and he just does a very good job making you hear and feel every vibration the Death Angels may hear. And seeing that all in a movie theater is just something you don't want to miss out on. The acting is as good as it was in the first one. Emily Blunt is a very good actor and she does a very good job in this role. She even gets more screen time, so you can really see her acting a little bit better. She gets more dialogue. All the actors actually get more dialogue. I'll talk about that later. But she's really good in this film. And the rest of the actors is very good too. Cillian Murphy, who's in Batman Begins, is a great addition to the cast, even though kind of feeling like a villain for John Krasinski. He does do a very good job in this role. Speaking of John Krasinski, you must be wondering how much he's in the film. Don't worry, this really won't be spoilers. I'll just be talking about the screen time and, like what parts he's in. And he's only in the first 11 minutes. And in those first 11 minutes, they don't disappoint. They give us the backstory, or, well, not really the backstory, but shows us day one and how it all started. So yeah, the opening scene is very good and just answers a lot of questions like how John Krasinski's character knew that the monsters were blind and that they can hear sound. And the rest of the movie is good too. Also, one of the great things about this film is the dialogue. I thought the first film had very little dialogue, but that was okay because we can see how good the actors are as they show emotion and they do a very good job, even though they don't talk at all. But still, in this movie, they talk more, and I think that is a very good, makes it more engaging, more entertaining. So I did like that they added some more dialogue than in the first movie where they just talk next to a waterfall. And it actually does fit one of my main problems from the first film. In the first film, I thought they went a little bit too safe with it. They just stayed at the farm for most of the duration. They don't really go out of their league to create something very interesting with the concept. It's just them having a family try to survive and them try to deliver a baby in this world where if you make one sound, monsters will kill you. And even though the first film is still entertaining, they don't go above the farm. They don't try to expand on this good concept. They play it a little bit too safe and they don't go as big as they should. But in this movie, they go bigger, better, while still keeping the heart of the original. They give us a better understanding of the world this movie takes place in. It gives us a better worldview, and it's interesting in that way. So in the last film, they stay at the farm for mostly all of the movie. But in this film, they just try to go bigger and they try to take us to new places, see how the world is at right now, and they do a very good job with it. And that's what I thought of this film. The directing is great, the acting is great. I thought they expand on the ideas more. They don't try to play it too safe. And I just think it is a very good predecessor. There are some flaws though, so let's go on to the bad. Oh, and before I get to the bad, I thought you should know that there's some spoilers in here, so if you don't want to hear any spoilers, just go to the final ranking. And my first problem is that, well, in the end of the first film, they set up this big type of fight between the family and the two Death Angels. Seems like it was gonna make for this very suspenseful scene. It was a great cliffhanger. But in this movie, they skip that scene. They just walk out of the farm like nothing happened. Why would you skip a scene like that? I mean, there was a cliffhanger that hinted at it, and you just disappoint us. That's my first problem with the film. Kind of disappointing, and just didn't seem right to just skip a scene like that. Second problem is that they kind of break the rules a little bit. For instance, in the first movie, if you make one sound, the monsters will come and kill you. But all you have to do in this movie is whisper very quietly and they won't kill you. So they kind of break the rules a little bit. That can be frustrating sometimes. And the third problem is that I never really bought into the idea of one of the monsters just floating on a boat all the way to the island. That seems a little bit unbelievable, so that plot element kinda unrealistic. But that was it for the bad, so let me go on to my final ranking. And I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. I thought this was a very good movie, a great predecessor to the original, which actually improved on some of the stuff. Has like 3 flaws. But other than that, I thought it was a very good film. And if you haven't seen it in the movie theater already, book tickets. It's really one of those movies that you want to see in the theater. The acting is great, the directing is great, and it does a good job trying to expand on the world, going bigger, better, but still keeping its heart. I would recommend it to people who like the first movie and people who like horror movies. It does have a lot of good jump scares into there, which feels earned. It feels good, and the emotional moments also felt earned. So if you're planning on watching it, watch it now. And you would like it if you like John Krasinski films or A Quiet Place 1, and just horror movies that is kind of like the apocalypse. And thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe and click the bell if you want to see more from me. This has been Schofield Studios, where you're the audience. And cut.